Hey guys, Matt Massey here, coming to you from my garage. I wanted to do a tournament recap from Kissimmee NPFL stop number 6. I ended up third overall and with like 62 pounds, and wanted to tell you how I caught them. Day one was a bust for me. I ended up chasing ghosts, basically. I found some hydrilla fish in practice and decided to start there first day of the tournament and catch a good limit. I felt like I could catch 20 pounds in that spot, and it just didn't pan out, and I stayed there too long trying to force it to happen. And by the time I decided to make a move, it was already too late to run an hour south and get into that tailwater where I ended up fishing day 2 and 3. We found those fish in practice. Second day of practice, we went down there and even further south and had a lot of bites down there. Me and my roommates, Jeff Fitz, Michael Catt, all went down there and found those fish together. So it was a little bit farther away from where everyone was fishing. Not a lot of pressure down there, and we just basically had it all to ourselves. So there was one other angler with us down there fishing, and he did very well also. But I should have ran down there first day, but didn't. And had to make up some serious ground. I had 9.5 pounds the first day. Second day I came in with almost 29 pounds. It was 28.13, and I also had an 8-pound 13-ounce big bass, which ended up being the biggest fish of the overall. I also had the biggest bag overall. So that jumped me like 55 places, or almost 60 places in the standings. I was in 5th place after day 2, going out with a camera guy day 3, and ran straight down to the juice. Michael was nice enough to let me fish next to him. We were kind of fishing a big flat that had a ton of bait on it, that had an eddy current break, and those fish were just kind of stacked up along there, and we just sat there and whacked them all day long. Some local pressure was there on day 3, but they kind of moved off, let us have the water, and we just sat there and caught them. Day 3, I ended up catching right at 25 pounds, and this wasn't quite enough to make up that huge deficit that I had from day 1. But man, I can't complain. I got to thank my buddies, Jeff and Michael, for their help this year. We've all kind of worked together and at each event and kind of broke things down together, and that really helps having a good group that we can do that with. So I want to thank those guys, and thank everyone that's followed along. Thank my sponsors, family, friends. It means a lot to have the following that I do and support. It really motivates me to do harder, or to work harder and do better at my next tournament, next time out on the water. So thank you all. So I'll talk about my setup. Basically using 7'4" heavy action rod, a Lew's Hyper. This is the actual team, the Hyper Mag 8:3-to-1 ratio. I was making a very, very long cast, and I needed to pick up the line in a hurry. So I 8:3-to-1 gear ratio, 17-pound Seagar fluorocarbon in Vizex. I dropped down to 17-pound from 20. I don't know if it made a huge difference, but I feel like I got more bites using that 17-pound. And just a simple Texas rig worm. I actually brought the hook out of the worm. I wasn't fishing anything that I was worried about snagging on. So for me not to have to drive that hook through the plastic, I feel like it gave me better hookups. and I didn't miss as many fish. So keep that in mind if you ever fish in open water with a Texas rig. It doesn't hurt to leave that hook open unless you're bringing it through heavy cover or rocks or anything like that. Fish in open water and shell or just a hard bottom, that right there will get you more hookups. Peg my weight. It's just something I always do. It's a habit. A lot of guys swear up and down you'll catch more fish without it, but I don't seem to have a problem hooking up fish, especially with a smaller weight on there. Big weights, I could see that happening, but just my personal preference, I pretty much peg it every single way I fish. So 1/4 ounce tungsten, striking shimmy stick in that black and blue color, and the Trocar Pro V worm hook. This hook right here, I'm telling you, is the best hook on the market. That bend, you just don't lose fish. Ever since I switched hooks to this particular style, I really don't ever lose fish anymore. Every one of those giants I caught, I had to dig out the hook with pliers. I mean, it was through the bone every time. So give that little hook a try. 4/0 Pro V worm. Look for more of that style hook in the Trocar lineup coming soon. Phenomenal. But that's basically it. I just had, you know, the simple Texas rig right there. Was catching every single one of the fish I weighed in. I caught a few fish on a frog first day, but they were small, didn't really help my limit. But when I fished the worm, that's when everything else happened. So had a great season, finished 6th place AOY. Just had 2 bad events, you know, Hartwell got me and Sandusky got me. But other than that, I cashed a check in all the other events. Had a lot of confidence this year, and I'm very excited about next year. Next year's schedule looks great. Got a lot of history on several of those places, so I feel comfortable going into those events. But look forward to next year. Appreciate every one of you guys for following along, all the support, and I'm going to try and do more YouTube stuff this off season. And if you guys have any ideas, want to see me talk about something in particular, please leave a comment, let me know, and maybe we'll see you out there on the water. Appreciate you guys.